and sitting. So today I hope you have to hand somewhere that you can just grab it easily, something to be cozy with at the end of your practice, and a cushion bolster, anything that you can lie on, kind of supported lie, just to open up the chest a little bit more. Don't worry if you don't have something like that, you can roll up a jumper, roll up a towel, whatever it is. So sit up tall. Let's do some breath work together and set our sankalpas. So what's your intention for your practice for today, for yourself? Try to set everything else aside, all those other thoughts, all those other things that you need to do. I like to imagine that I'm just pushing blocks, pushing things out in a circle around me. And they're all those things that are so important. I don't want to forget them. I don't want to not do them, but they're not for now. And then I just sort of gather myself in, bring everything in, bring your attention into your chest, into your heart center. Maybe even take your hands to your heart center, closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, finding a little bit of space, a little bit of relaxation. And throughout your practice, as things come into your mind, just try not to engage. They'll soon float away again if you don't enter into a conversation. So breathing deeply in and out, feeling if your hands are on your chest, feeling your hands rise. Feeling them sink again as you breathe out. Connecting with yourself and setting your sankalpa for your practice. What is your intention for yourself? And simply, that can just mean, where's the lack? What do you need more of in your life? And we don't look at why that is. We don't look at how we're going to get it. It's just an intention. It's just pure and simple. It can be one word. So soft breathing, but deep. Now for this next breath, you can keep your hands here if you wish, or you can just take them down gently to your lap, to your knees. Try and make sure that your shoulders are relaxed. You've got lovely, soft, relaxed shoulders. Lifting the crown of your head up towards the sky. And at the same time, sending your sit bones down to be completely grounded, completely supported. So a lightness in the top of your scalp and a heaviness in the hips. Light and dark, heaviness and lightness. Still breathing slowly and deeply. We're going to come into a nice relaxing 4-7 breath. So we'll breathe in for 4, we'll hold for 7 this time, and then we'll breathe out for 8. So we're breathing in through the nostrils and we're going to be breathing out through the mouth. Let's breathe together. If the counting and the timing doesn't suit you, then just go at your own pace. But try and keep 4, 7, 8. Let's start. Breathing in. Hold. And exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Last round at your own pace. Lovely. Bring your attention back to your body. We're going to just start by warming up the neck a little. So take your chin to your chest, dropping your chin down. Take your hands to the floor and try to flatten your palms onto the floor. That will bring your shoulders down. At the same time, tipping your chin as firmly as you can down towards your chest. Your gaze is down to the floor, just where your feet cross, your legs cross. And then we're going to lift up. So walk the hands back a little. So you have your hands on the floor, walk them back. So you're leaning back, supported on your arms. And then we're raising the chin, lifting the head up, dropping the head back. Sending your chin up towards the ceiling. So jutting the chin out as firmly as you can. Remembering also to lift the heart center, so lift your sternum. Stretching through the front of the body and all the way to the throat and neck. And release, walking your hands forward gently. Inhale your arms up. And let's fold forward and reach forward as far as you can. As far as you can, fingertips away. Stretching forward. And again, release your head. And let your head be really heavy now. So we've got the neck and the top of your shoulders. And stretching under your arm, breathing easily and normally. Can you stretch forward a little more? Do you have a little more space there? And then rounding the back to come up. So head comes up last. All the way up. Inhale the arms up again. And this time we're going to keep them parallel. So fingertips up towards the ceiling, lifting up. Think about being long and strong in the sides of your body. And then we're going to tip over to the side. So move with the breath if you wish. Or just keep breathing. To send your fingertips over to whichever side is fine, whichever side you want. Come over to the right. Remember to keep that left sit bone touching the floor. It might start to want to levitate. Just keep it there. It's also tempting to kind of fold forward. Think about keeping that left underarm opening up and then come back to center. Very strong stretch. Be gentle with yourself. Be tolerant. Take a breath here. And then let's go over to the other side. Just take it slow. Keep your alignment just right. So think about that sit bone. Pressing down into the floor. Opening up into the whole of the right side of your body, or the left if that's the side that you're on. Breathing. It can be quite tempting to hold your breath in these kind of postures. Try not to. Really waking up the core here. Early doors on the core. And coming back to center. Taking your hands all the way down, link them behind you, and send them out behind you as well. So taking a big stretch across the front of your chest and knitting those shoulder blades together tightly, tight. So squeeze into the shoulder blades and lift your hands away from your body. Palms together if you can. Now, if that is too strong, just take your hands closer to your body and ease off. Clearly, it's too strong for me today. Too much swimming yesterday. Breathing. Always breathing. And release. Bring them around. Give yourself a hug. Oh, nice squeeze. Remind yourself of your sankalpa and why you're here, why you've taken this time for yourself, and open your arms out to the side, chest forward, sending your heart center forward, lengthening to the front of your body. And can you remember which arm went on top last time? Send it to the bottom, curling your spine, rounding down, this time taking your big hug into a little cocoon. So elbows down towards the ground, curling around as much as you can, tucking your chin in, crown of your head down towards the ground, squeezing into a little ball, and coming all the way up. Well done. So open up, find that bolster or whatever it is that you have, and bring yourself to lying on it. So mine's quite long, so I'm probably going to be lying on the whole thing. But we want the top of your pillow, bolster, rolled up rug, whatever it is that you've got to just finish about here, just around the top of your back. Okay, so bring yourself back. There we go. So head's on the floor. Right, mine's probably a little bit too long. Stretch your legs out. Take your arms out to the side. So you're kind of almost in, well, you are in Shavasana, but a supported Shavasana. Feel free, if you're not quite comfortable, to find the spot where you are comfortable. This is a really lovely, gentle opening for the chest. So relaxing the spine. We're getting ready to do some big movements, so just enjoy breathing in and out. Take yourself to your 4-7 breath. One more round. And then draw your knees up. Take the soles of your feet together, let your knees drop out to the sides. So we're in butterfly legs. And then drawing the knees gently towards each other, taking your feet up towards the ceiling. Taking your toes towards your face as strongly as you can. So pull your toes in towards your face. Then stretch out the backs of the legs all the way from the heels, right down into the glutes, into the hip. And bringing your toes over. So as you look at your toes, imagine the sun is in the sky and you're moving your feet to obscure the sun and give yourself a little shade. So a nice little umbrella for your face. Sun is directly overhead. Keeping your legs straight, bring them as far back as you can. Really nice stretch into the glutes, a nice passive stretch there. We're not putting any weight onto the feet. And we're just using the muscles in the legs. We're not using the hands or arms to pull. Use your core. Squeezing the legs further back if you can. Do you have a few more millimeters of movement there? Still keeping your bottom on the floor or on the cushion. And then come back up to the mid-center. Mid-center, isn't that just doubling up? Midline or center. Pick one, pick one. And then we're keeping the left leg there, we're moving the right leg down. Okay, so nice, strong movement here. Very slow, but we are working into the core, working into the hips, working into the glutes and the thighs. So that very important area, and every area is important, but anyway, lots of big muscles there. Moving slowly down. Just one leg, other leg straight as you can get it, almost to the floor. And then slowly back. So we're drawing the legs towards each other. Only one of them is very still. So one leg all the way up to the ceiling, joining the other one, and then right leg stays, left leg goes. Nice and slow. So left leg down towards the ground, right leg up towards the sky. And then we're taking that left leg back up to join the right, nice and slow. Both feet up towards the ceiling. Draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug. Well done. A little bit of a rock from side to side, although you might just roll off your cushion. So just go easy on that one, it might not work. And then we're coming up. So rolling up, or coming up however you wish. Yeah, we're done with that. And let's just fold forward for a moment. Counter pose. So hands sliding forward, legs are crossed. And then coming up. We're coming up into a squat. So we're going to have a bit of a glutes session today. We're nicely warmed up, woken up the core hopefully, warmed up the back. So come into a squat. Now, squat is a great one for glutes, for all the psoas muscles. And so easy to do at any point in your day. It's just remembering it's the tricky bit. So we're going to come into a little bit of a squat challenge. So send yourself over to the left leg. So move your body, bring your left leg to the center of your chest, and you can either have your hands on the mat or you can hang on to that left leg. We're going to take the right leg out to the side. We're sliding it out to the side and pressing the back of your knee down towards the ground. So you need balance. We're stretching into the glutes and the hips and extending the right leg out to the side. Hopefully you can feel a little bit of a stretch on the inner thigh. If not, you can always take your foot a little further back and that will give you more stretch. All right, if you're feeling like it, you can try and take that right leg off the floor and hover for a moment. Big challenge is to keep your hands off the ground and then bring it back in. So let's take the body over to the right side now. We're going to do the same again on the left. So firmly into the right. So the right knee is right in the middle of your chest. You can hold on tight or hands to the floor and slide the left leg out. You can start here and then move the foot further back if you wish. Or if you feel like, oh, I haven't got any kind of stretch going on here, you can just move that foot back a little and you'll probably find a bit more stretch. Equally, if it feels like it's too much, just bring your foot further forward. So sinking your hips down towards the ground, pressing the bottom of your knee, the back of your knee towards the ground as well. And again, either holding on or hands to the floor. Getting ready for a little bit of balance here. Sending that foot a little bit forward and then coming into either a wrap your arms around the thigh or knee or to the floor, lifting up that left leg. And then bringing it back in, bringing your hands to center, taking your hips down towards the ground, taking your feet a little bit further out, and let's slide from side to side here. You can get as funky with this as you like, making that movement very low, very sinuous. Think about all that movement that's happening in your ankles, in your feet, in the soles of your feet, nicely stretching out the toes as you come onto tiptoes, as you move over to one side and then the other. Nice movement in the knees, lovely movement in the hips. So move from side to side as much as you possibly can. And then coming back to center a little, rocking back to center, bringing yourself upright if you can, and hands to heart center. Tuck your knees, don't tuck your knees anywhere, leave your knees where they are. Tuck your elbows on the inside edge of your knees. Knees, elbows, easy mistake to make, okay? Hands to heart center. So pressing your hands together nice and firmly, think about the strength in your shoulders, sending your chest forward, so we're not rounding the shoulders here, they're lovely and open, and pushing your knees away from each other with your elbows. You might notice that in your hips, in your glutes, in your gracilis and sartorius muscles, which are having to do a jolly good stretch in the groin there. And then hands to the floor. Send your hips up to the ceiling. Head is low. Arms are low. Easy forward bend. Uttanasana. Let's have a little bit of a rest here. Allow your spine to relax. Let your head be heavy. Close your eyes. Feel lengthening through the back of your neck. Let's allow the blood flow to course around your face and head, scalp. Great for the hair, great for the facial muscles, feeding the face. Breathing slowly and deeply and really enjoying every single breath. Stretching out through the backs of your legs, so lift your hips. Legs are straight but not locked. And hands are just either hanging or palms flat to the floor. Breathing in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Well done. Let's come up into chair pose or awkward pose. So sitting slightly back, bringing your chest to your thighs. Then a very easy way to start is bending the knees, chest on your thighs. And then as you bring your chest up, you sit your hips back just a little further and lift your arms up. Lovely awkward pose. Try and widen your shoulders. Bring your arms parallel. Pull your belly in. Holding, holding. Can you come a little lower? Can you sit back down a little deeper into that chair? And then let's go all the way down into a squat. Feeling, hopefully, those muscles all working. And from here, we're coming up to standing. So we're going all the way up. Close your hands together. Press them in. It will help you. Standing all the way up. Nice and slow. Coming up to standing. Well done. Feet are wide. Let's come into Prasarita Padottanasana. So hands to hips. And let's have a little wiggle first. So take the right hip away to the right side. Feeling what's going on in the top of that left leg into the hip flexor. And then let's come over to the other side. It's a very small movement. We're not circling the hips, we're literally just going in one direction. And come back to center. This time we're pivoting at the waist. Not really pivoting at the waist, it's nonsense. We're pivoting at the hips. So sending the head forward, lengthening again through the backs of the legs. So think about all those lovely connections of muscle and all the connective fascia around. More and more research on the importance of the fascia in the body. We tend to focus on the big muscles because we know the names of those and we know where they connect and we know where they, where they interact with other muscles and what they do. Not so much on the fascia. But there is more and more and more, and it's hugely important. So as you do yoga, you will constantly moving fascia. So bend your knees slightly to hoik yourself all the way back up. Don't come up with a locked leg on that one. Bringing your legs into center. Let's stand on the left leg. So weight firmly down, feel really grounded and strong on that leg. And then we're lifting the right, bringing it into the chest. So tucking your hands around, maybe clasping them. Pulling your right thigh into your chest as firmly as you can. Nice big stretch. And then we're going to straighten the leg. Of course, we're going to straighten the leg. It's far too easy, right? Straighten the legs and the heel out, toes up. Release your hands. Pull your belly button into your spine. So we're balancing and we are strengthening. And we're going to keep that leg up and take it slightly out to the side. And back to center and well done. Give it a bit of a shake. And standing leg two, why not? So again, on this side, weight firmly down, steady and strong on the right leg. Left leg comes in for the hug. Think about sending your sit bones down towards the mat here, keeping your hips level. Squeezing in. Use that strength in your arms, pulling in, pulling in, pulling in. And lengthen, woohoo. Hand in your radiator there. Nice and strong. Breathe. Focus on a fixed point. To the tongue, to the roof of the mouth. If you're having trouble balancing today. And then left leg out to the side. Well done. Trying to keep the rest of the body straight. Back to center. And then down. Oh, not quite as much strength in that leg today. Take your feet. Right foot forward, left foot back. Aligning your hips with the narrow end of your mat so they tip, tip, tilt, turn. Turn is the T word I was looking for. Turn towards the narrow end of your mat. Be tall, shoulders up. And then we're going to swoop the arms up. Yes, warrior one, bending that front. So heart center forward, sending your sternum all the way forward. Parallel arms nice and straight. Allow that back heel to come off. If you need it to, if you can, keep it down so that you get that lovely stretch in the back of your shin, back of your calf, even. Can you sink a little lower? Make sure your hips are facing forward. Squeezing that left glute. Tight, tight, tight. While we stretch into the right. And then swooping down and round all the way over to the other side. So your legs should be perfectly aligned to do that again. Arms up, sinking down. Adjust your legs as you need. Heart center lifted and forward. Back leg straight. Sink a little lower, lift your chest a little higher. Arms a little straighter. Strong in your arms here. Sink a little lower. And then up, hands to hips. Prasarita Padottanasana all the way down. So head down towards the floor. And allow your arms to just flop down, go to wherever they want. Maybe right hand to right foot, left hand to left foot. And breathe. Releasing through your back, through your neck. And enjoying that lovely inversion. Close your eyes. Maybe remind yourself of your sankalpa. Check your breathing. Take a couple of really deep, slow breaths here. Okay, taking your hands now to your lower back. Just rest them on your lower back. Take a little bit of a bend in the knees so that you're taking the strain off them. And then using your thighs, your legs, your glutes, your core to gently draw yourself up to the halfway mark. So we are in a nice flat back, parallel with the floor. Very strong in your legs here. And then let's come all the way back up. Edging the feet forwards, not forwards, together. Bring yourself so you have enough space to come into downward facing dog. So we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale forward. All the way down to the floor, and then walking forward. Coming into downward facing dog. Sending your hips up towards the ceiling, get that extra stretch in the backs of your legs. As soon as you do that tilt, you'll feel it. You'll feel it in the backs of your knees, you'll feel it in the backs of your calves. Sending your heels down towards the floor, you'll feel that in your Achilles, the backs of your heels. Keeping your shoulders beautifully wide here. And then looking to your hands, coming into plank. So tilting forward, sending your feet back, coming into a lovely plank. If you need to, make sure you move your hands so that they are underneath your shoulders. They might be a little wide. So holding in this nice plank, squeeze your glutes. Rotate your hips slightly outwards. As you squeeze your glutes, that will automatically happen anyway. Take your belly button to your core there, to your spine. We're going to come into Vashisthasana. So one-armed plank, side plank. If that bothers your shoulders, come into a low side plank. And if that bothers you, come into lying on your side on the mat. Otherwise, twisting out to the side, making sure that your body stays in line. So you are here, or onto a forearm. And then coming back to plank. Hold for a moment, find your alignment. And over to the other side. Remembering to breathe, remembering to lift up with that right hand. Squeeze your glutes, stay in line. And coming back. Holding your plank again. And then knees to the floor, and then chest and chin. So bending your elbows, chest and chin, bottom still up, and then allowing yourself to flatten down to your mat, coming all the way down. Take your hands out in front of you. So I'm reaching out, bringing your forehead down to your mat. Lengthening through the back of your neck. And coming into a complete rest. So allow your feet to flop out. Allow your chest to settle completely onto the mat. Relax your arms. Relax your neck. Find a nice, steady, easy breath here. So working the glutes, we want to work them in different ways to the ways that we would work them just generally through our everyday life. So that's where locust comes in. Perfect way to do something a little bit different. So we're going to lift the chest off the mat. Let's get ready for some locust. Still pressing down into the hands. And then when you're ready, taking your arms off the mat and taking your feet up. So we're lifting up. This time I want you to draw your elbows back. So you're drawing your elbows towards your feet forearms are parallel with the ground. And lifting your feet, squeezing all the muscles in your back, squeezing your glutes as tightly as you possibly can, and holding here. Don't hold your breath, just hold the asana. Be strong, squeeze, lift a little higher, squeeze those glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come into Makara. Bring your forearms together. Head coming into a rest. Notice if you can feel your heart beating. Notice if the pace of your breath has changed. And are you ready? Because we're going to do that. Yes, of course you're ready. Come on then. Arms up, legs up, draw your elbows back, opening up the chest, giving yourself a little bit of height perhaps. Breathe. Squeeze those glutes, straighten your legs. And 5, 4, can you lift it a little higher? 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back. Makara on the opposite arm. Allow your head and neck to rest. Breathe. Take your hands either side. Bring yourself up into baby cobra. Tuck your toes under. If you can, bring yourself up into hanging cobra. So toes are on the floor, hands are on the floor. Everything else is hanging, not on the floor. Chest forward. Your elbows close into your chest here. And then we're going to take hips back, knees down into a lovely tabletop position. So all that is quite strong on the spine. We're going to relax the spine now. We're coming into a cat-cow combination, Chakravakasana, Shalabhasana or locust is quite a firm asana. Belly down, chest forward. And then taking the spine up, tucking, head, and hips. Move as you wish. Listen to your body. I'm not going to guide the speed at which you transition from cat to cow and from cow to cat today. Try and tune in, close your eyes if you need to where you feel you need the stretch. Where does it feel amazing? You make that movement. And where do you feel like easing off, like pushing a little further? Try and move with the breath. As you round and squeeze in, you breathe out. And as you open up, you allow the breath to flood in. One more, just one more round. Make it as luxurious as you wish. Think about that cat stretch. Enjoy each movement of it. It's not just the destination, it's getting there too. That's hugely important. And then sending yourself back to Balasana. So think about how you want to be in Balasana. Maybe you want your big toes together and knees out to the sides. Maybe you want to keep your feet away from each other, or maybe you want your knees tucked in tight. Make a plan, make a choice, and come into your lovely balasana. So make sure that you send your hips to your heels, and then give yourself some space to lengthen through the front of your body before you send it down towards the ground. You want the length first to open up, and then stretching forward. Please try to stretch your arms forward as much as you possibly can. You want to get that gorgeous stretch under the arms, into the lymph. It's super important. Nodes there doing their work, giving them a little bit of an internal massage, a bit of a squeeze. Opening up under the arms. A couple of times a day, if you're just sitting or even standing, and you can remember, clasp your hands together, raise them above your head, and stretch them up towards the ceiling, opening up under the arms. Our bodies get so used to the things that we do every single day. It all becomes very easy, very second nature. Every now and again, do something a little different. It doesn't have to be a huge challenge, just something that you don't normally do. And then slowly drawing up. Let's come up very slowly, keeping the head low, rounding up. Ah, lovely. Right, stretching forward now. Let's give the tops of those legs a little bit of something to think about. Coming into Paschimottanasana. So feet are forward. Send your legs forward. I like to lift leg up and stretch it forward. Sitting up tall as you can. Taking your arms up and folding forward. Coming into Paschimottanasana, west facing pose. So holding onto your toes. If you could stretch your hands down the soles of your feet, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, holding on or holding onto your ankles, wherever you are, it's all good. And stretch. We're rounding in the spine to start. And then we want to come a little away. Straighten your spine and breathe with each movement. Marrying the movement with the breath. Like a very gentle pair of bellows. Squeezing the breath out of you as you fold forward. Keeping the asana slightly dynamic. But if you feel like just folding forward and staying there quietly, go ahead and do that. Notice where you can feel the stretch. Maybe you feel it more in one leg than the other. Back, and your hips, and your thighs, and the backs of your knees or your calves, or maybe even your ankles. Scanning around the body just to notice what's going on. And then drawing yourself up, and at the same time, drawing your feet in. So taking your feet in towards each other, heels in, toes facing forward, Baddha Konasana. So let's wiggle into the Baddha Konasana today. Bound angle pose. And And sitting up tall, seeing if we can get a little more stretch going on. What's going to give you that extra stretch? Is it pressing your knees down and out to the sides? Is it pulling your feet in towards you? Is it both? Is it neither? Find what works. And extending forward, sending your chin forward. So flat back here. Chin is forward, heart center is open. Back is long. And slowly coming back up. We're going to come down to lying on our mats, but first keeping the left leg where it is, bringing your right leg up. So holding your holding your right foot with your left hand and your right knee with your right hand. I think I got that right. Anyway, fairly simple, really. Just cradle your leg. You can either tuck it up into your elbow and bring it right into your chest. Just give it a little bit of a rock from side to side. Now, think about that movement going right into your hip flexor, into your hip joint, into all those muscles, and try and take the movement into your arms, not coming from your leg. There's a difference. You can move your leg and you can move your leg with your arms. Pulling into the chest, and at the same time you're going to be working the shoulders, keeping them beautifully broad, strong and wide. Very gentle. And then a little bit further away, making a circle. So think about drawing a circle with your right hand. And then place that leg gently back down. Let's go to the other side. So either into your hand or into the crook of your elbow, whatever works for you. And again, we're just starting with a little bit of sideways movement, a little bit of rocking. Like you're just rocking a baby. And then we are going to draw circles. Lovely neck down. So we're coming into our Shavasana. Find your rug, blanket, whatever it is that you need or might want. I will today, when we finish our Shavasana guided section of Shavasana, I will just leave you in peace and we will end the session. But if you'd like to stay in Shavasana for another 5, 10, 15 minutes, please do. It's hugely beneficial for you. My builders will just start at 9 o'clock, so I will definitely switch off before then. I can hear them holding back, being very impatient in the garden, or patient maybe. So rocking down or coming down to lying on your back any way that suits you, and then making sure that you're cozy and warm and snug. First of all, just bringing your knees into your chest. A little bit of a squeeze, give yourself a hug. Well done, you're here. You're going to have a wonderful day with peace and calm and kindness and great communication. All that stretching we did in the throat early on, all the heart opening. You can see all the good in the world. Taking your arms out to the side, stretching into that gorgeous twist that we love to finish with. Finish up with a little bit of care for the digestive system, a little bit of a massage into the internal organs. And a gentle goodbye stretch to the spine, or twist rather. And then all the way over to the other side. Breathing into that twist. And then come into Shavasana. Find your space, give yourself a wiggle, lift up your shoulders, lay them down, and lengthen through your arms. Wiggle your hips from side to side. Find a comfortable position. Sometimes it takes a little while to settle, a few seconds, to allow the body to come to where it needs to be to rest. Always find a comfortable position for your Shavasana. The traditional is on your back with your arms a little away from your body, legs a little wide. And if that doesn't work for you for whatever reason, come to your side. Lie on your front. Lie any way that works for you. Breathing slowly and deeply, so close your eyes. Breathing in through your nostrils now and breathing out through your mouth. Scanning around the body. Being hugely grateful for your wonderful, amazing, beautiful and glorious body. Setting aside any little thoughts that like to come in that say otherwise. We all have them. You are the most perfect and wonderful version of you that will ever be. So enjoy it. Make the most of being you. With all your unique experiences, your unique outlook on life, the joy you bring, and the wonderful things you do to have a wonderful life. Breathing deeply in, allowing your body to completely relax, letting go, becoming one with your mat, with the ground, with each breath sinking a little deeper into a state of complete calm and relaxation. Breathing in, taking in light and warmth and air and energy and everything you need to thrive. Breathing out, letting go. Letting go of all the things that hold you back. Letting go of any thoughts that interfere with you leading your best and most wonderful life. Letting go and making space. Filling up with light and energy and warmth as you relax every single part of your body. Taking your attention to the space just between and above your eyebrows. Imagining that as you breathe in, bright white light shines in, and as you breathe out, shine that light onto the world. As you breathe in, feeling your chest expand, and as you breathe out, feeling your belly soften. As you breathe in and out, relaxing completely into your mat. Take yourself to a favorite place. Imagine what you can see and smell and hear. Imagine sitting in that space or walking through, feeling your heart full of joy and noticing every little detail. allowing your imagination to take you through that space, through that experience. As you breathe in and out.